Are you able to hear the game? Have we got game audio? Game able to be heard? Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Okay. Let's see if this works without opening big picture mode. I'm going to use my controller. It's got controller support. Do you two want to say hello?
Hello?
I did say hello.
No, I know, Tyler didn't. Right.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'm bad at the thing we call talking.
Stanley worked.
That's
for a
why I'm
company
like, Tyler,
in
say hello.
Where he was
Hi.
employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made.
Can you guys in the Discord hear that vibe?
And Stanley.
I don't hear it at all.
That's good.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Sorry, Harley. Put it on now. I don't know if it'll work.
Something that would forever change.
You're gonna look. Okay,
Stanley.
that's fine.
Something he would
Have a
never
good
quite
look.
forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized
Bye.
that not one single
Bye,
thing
Felicia.
Bye, Harley.
arrived on the monitor
Bye.
for him to follow.
Can you hear that?
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting.
Okay.
or
I don't
even
know how
say
you want to watch it, but
hi.
I can't set it up
Never
properly
in
when
all
let me
his
choose the
years at
actual
the
game.
company
You're
had
you're
this
fine.
happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I guess you got to use mouse and keyboard. The thing doesn't work. That's fine. You just got to put the keyboard forward.
Ah,
Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Let me in.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh. Oh, I can't go in
Stanley
420.
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office, because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
What a mug, get it? Ha ha!
yep.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go on the door on the right instead.
This was not the correct way to
Oh,
the
I've got to
meeting
go
room,
this way then.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Do you understand what's going on? Johnny.
Nope.
I thought so. I could see your face
You're walking around and not going
Yes,
anywhere.
Truly a room
there. Can
worth
you hear the
admiring.
narrator?
It had really been worth
No.
the detour after
Watch
all.
the stream.
Just to spend a few
Even if
moments
it's gonna
here
be a
in
bit
this
delayed, watch
immaculate,
the stream.
beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I can't. It won't let me do it. Not through Discord properly.
You're fine.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't want to take the door on my left. He keeps on trying to tell me to do stuff. No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah,
Look, I
Stanley.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
I'm gonna
but
do the bog
fact is
standard
that the
thing. I know you
story
can
has
do
been
loads of
about
different ways,
nothing
Tyler.
but you all this time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do
I
the
know.
full
Someone
standard
you've been
path
neglecting,
for now.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Right.
She's been waiting.
Has she really though? Has she really though? I've had too much sugar. This is your fault, Charlie. I'm shaking on stream. Ah.
I told you not to eat it all.
Ah!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just
do.
unplug the phone?
I unplugged
But
it.
that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were
I don't
supposed to
remember
mean
any of these
anything.
endings. Didn't
I
I
don't
could actually unplug the
understand.
phone.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the
Johnny's
game for a
like,
moment so we
Johnny,
can educate you properly
don't
on
go to
safe
sleep.
decision-making in the real world.
Soon.
Please
You nearly fell
observe this
asleep at your
helpful
desk.
instructional video.
It's because this man's deep voice, isn't it?
Choice. It's the best
Yeah.
part of being a
You're the
real
one that told me
person,
to listen to
but
it.
if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in
Oh
a
my.
30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish.
Oh, I clicked on the game. Why did it come off? I was gonna put on that for people that can't.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
What the fuck?
Welcome back. You may have
What the
noticed
fuck is this
that
room?
this
What
room
the
has
hell?
begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Is there another way I can go, Tyler?
I'm not sure.
Can I plug the phone back in? No, I can't. I tried. Please. Please, I'm begging you. What the hell? Stop, 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 stop. Danger everywhere. More charts. Oh god.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
What's this way? Need a key card. All the doors are on. There's more doors than this.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I use the door on the left. Do you think I should really use the door on the left, though?
Now
And
remember,
the only
all you
door
need to
you
do is
can
behave
use, it
exactly
seems
as
like.
Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
I hate this
he
map.
entered the door on his left.
On the right again.
No! Why did you do that?
What the fuck?
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction.
Oh
Perhaps
my
we're not
God,
too
look!
late.
Look at the filing cabinet! That's what you call an hourglass figure. Can I not get through here? I've actually got to go left now. What's in there?
Okay.
Right, you ready? Gonna go left. I feel like I've already broken it though. Oh my!
I can't believe
Johnny.
after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work.
Look what I
Why?
did.
For what? What did you get
What
out of
did you
that?
do?
What do you
Look.
think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless.
Wow.
now. And what am I supposed to
Oh.
do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth
They're
it?
out
To
without
know that my story is now
consultating
incorrect? How can I go
whiteboard
back
manager.
to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
What? 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 What the fuck?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Oh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
I wonder
responsibly
if
and always
an
putting the
impulse at this
story
point.
first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's try it a couple more times.
Well, you keep going through the
No!
right door
Why did you do
instead of the
that?
left
Quickly,
door.
Hurry.
Okay, we'll go through the left door.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always
Once
putting
more.
the story first.
Once
I'm
more,
quite sure
third
you'll
is
be
the
up to
3
the
times
task.
is the charm.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Right.
Behave exactly
Okay.
as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just
Can I
follow
go
my
through
lead
this
and
door?
you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right. Now I'm going left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passively, aggressively on other co-workers. Resent co-workers or we... I want to go in the broom closet, Tyler.
No.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
No.
to his boss's office.
Yes.
No.
If I remember rightly, should be something on the base. No?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
Surely not. Give me a second. Okay. Double checking.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Oh, look at the panda!
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story
I'm not Stanley.
seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you,
No, it didn't
then why
reset.
did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way?
I did the
Speak.
door on the
Say
right.
something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh,
When Stanley came to a set of two
What
open
the
doors,
fuck?
he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
I need to...
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end?
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this?
I don't know whether I
Are you
can
there?
exit. Begin the game again. There we go. Oh my god, the credits are still going.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I'm gonna go back to that
What
bit
could it
again.
mean?
But this
Stanley
time,
decided to go to the meeting room.
I won't,
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I won't pull the phone out of the wall, which I didn't know I could do.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Hey! Base!
Wow.
Thank you for the look!
This room. But eager to
Hi,
get back to
Base.
business, Stanley
Hi.
took the first
I thought
open
you was
door
about
on
to
his
say
left.
hi, babe. I was like, what the fuck?
No.
Stanley was
Base.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Try and enjoy your work, Base.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really. I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be
Did you
difficult.
see the chat,
but
Charlie?
the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
Oh, yes. Hello, babes.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stan.
What's up,
Someone
senpai?
you've forgotten.
Oh
about.
god. You're lucky Jim ain't in the
Stop
chat.
trying
It'll
to
screw
make
you
every
up.
decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her.
Right, I need to answer the
This is
phone
it,
this
Stanley.
time.
Your chance to redeem
You ready?
yourself.
I'm going to actually answer
To
the
put
phone and not
your
unplug
work
it.
aside. To let
Sure.
her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stan.
Oh, I thought I broke it.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep
Oh
you
my god, it's a
waiting.
woman.
I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Do I have to go inside? I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go exploring.
Sorry, but you're in my
What the
story
fuck?
now.
He just put the wall up.
Gimme.
He just put a wall up.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Yeah.
Please press 2 on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he
Yeah.
pushes is a reminder
Tyler,
of the
calm down.
inconsequential nature of his existence.
Press O. No, that's 0.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
What the fuck? Where'd the
One might
devil
even
come
feel
from?
sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Wow. 7.
And so he began to fantasize
There's a
about his
TV
own
shop.
job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him
That
terribly.
painting come out of nowhere, look.
So he
Spend
went
time
further.
with the boys.
He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press I to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through
What?
this fantasy world,
Oh my god, what?
he began to fill it with many possible paths and
Um.
destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
Where's the filing
Down
cabinet?
another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
7 to tell your
Now I'm
story.
gonna
It was
go lay
such a
down.
wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press J to go to
And I'm
sleep.
trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh god.
Fuck.
What happened?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You going, Shani?
Yeah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I will see you when I get up.
But
Alright.
in his eagerness to prove that he is in control
We're back
of the story
sooner
and
if
no
the
one
heat
gets to
doesn't
tell
let
him
me
what to
sleep.
do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very
Have
powerful.
a good stream.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
That's weird, Tyler.
When Stanley
what?
came to a set of two
there we
of
go.
them,
He
this was
wasn't
not the
saying
correct
anything.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew
I was
it perfectly
concerned.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm trying all the branches.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Yes.
open door on his left.
I jumped off the bridge.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero
I just jumped off
consideration
of
for
the-
others?
jumped
Are you
off of
that
the lift.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Well, what's this way, Tyler?
Yeah.
Now listen
Oh,
carefully, this is
God.
important.
Walk through the red
Stanley
door.
walked through the red door.
No, I didn't. I'm going through the blue door. Screw this robot.
Perhaps
What?
you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley? All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, what's this?
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Oh my god.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby...
Oh no, it's this one, Tyler.
Towards danger.
Tyler.
You click the button to move him back to the right.
Tyler, look.
And if he reaches the fire, you
It's
fail.
the baby in the fire.
It's a very meaningful
It's the
game.
baby.
All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
No. Baby's going in the fire. Oh. What? MLG. Tyler, look. Last second. What? What? Now it's going in. Now it's going in there. Bye-bye! Bye-bye!
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Where am I going, Tyler? What am I playing? Oh.
Well, Stanley, is this better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Where's he building a house? Look! Tyler, look! He's building a house!
We'll go here. No.
Out of dirt.
And then...
He's building a house out of dirt, look!
House out of dirt. Nice.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Oh my god. Why am I playing Minecraft? I've got to go mining now, Tyler.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open.
Let me know how that goes.
I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, where are we going now? What are we playing now, Tyler? Where am I going? Where am I going? Really? Look.
Yes.
Look what I loaded
I don't even
into.
know what this game is, but I love it.
Oh my god.
You trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I'm gonna get in trouble, but she's gonna think I'm playing Portal. In the toilet.
the toilet.
He said, let's go find out what this is. Oh, it's open. I was like, what the hell? How am I supposed to get out? Rather than putting a portal, they just open the side of the enclosure.
Ooh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. You're forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any...
I just yeeted myself into whatever this is. Tyler, I think I broke it.
Did you break it?
Look, I think I broke it. It's all a work in progress. Oh, I've just fallen again. I don't know where I'm going. Am I in Half-Life? Hello? Hello? Oh look, there's my office. This way.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right, I've got to go back to the other
When
part.
Stanley came to a set of two
Where I've got
open
one
books,
more
this was
ending
not
to
the
get.
correct way to the meeting room.
Two
Stanley
more
knew
endings
it
to get.
perfectly well.
I've got to go back
Perhaps
to the
he wanted
apartment,
to stop by
Tyler,
the
and
employee
then not
lounge
press the button when he said
first,
do
just to
not press the
admire it.
button.
Stanley felt lightheaded.
And then I have to go to
butterflies
the
in his
door
stomach. But eager to get
to the
back to
left.
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Right, so let's get this one done
Look,
and out of the
Stanley,
way.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize
You know
that
what's
investing
bad?
your trust in
I don't know
someone
what I've
else
done
can be
yet,
difficult,
because Steam doesn't
but
give the
fact
achievements
is
out
that
till
the
you quit.
story has been about nothing but you all this time.
But
There's someone
The Stanley
you've
Pad
been
will obviously
neglecting,
work for the
Stanley.
multi-level
Someone
thing,
you've
so it's not as
forgotten
easy
about.
to get the achievement.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
And then I
Your
won't play it
chance
and get
to
the
redeem
10-year
yourself.
anniversary one.
To put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
they won't get that
She's
achievement
waiting.
until
That's her,
2031.
Stanley.
Yep. Right, there's this one.
Oh, Stanley, is that
Right, I'm
you?
gonna sit back for a bit.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about
Your day.
You're awful for that.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, I guess I can't do anything from this path. Doesn't give me the option. It says don't push it, and I haven't pushed it, but it's now not giving me any options to move on. So I guess I will reset the game.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room,
contact
and
lens is
Stanley
holding
knew it
up.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
Doing
stop by
alright.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I'm going down, Tyler. I'm going somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Stanley didn't
Yes,
want to
look.
go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
I'm not taking it. I'll take piss. Can I open it? No. It's not open. No.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Tyler.
Yeah.
No. This is
Yeah.
not at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What
We
the
just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
I don't even know if I've unlocked any achievements.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley...
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Tyler, there's
No,
not 2 doors
No, I
anymore.
restarted. I
There's
swear
6.
I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
If I can... Can I glitch it? Can I glitch it? No, I can't. Oh, I was trying to get up the...
No.
Oh, it's there anyway. Where am I now? What's this? Oh, it all links up, I think. Oh, I think it's a maze. What's this way?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Uh-oh. Oh no, he's trying to restart it again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
How bad do
Stanley
you think the
decided
room's
to go
gonna
to the
look?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Pretty bad.
Okay.
There is no
that's
doors
worse.
at
I
all.
might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story
going
is back
nowhere.
where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Guess I can access this area now. No. That's not it.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh god, what? Where the hell am I
Well,
now?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
Tyler!
Is
I'm
this
in
the
an old
story?
rickety
I don't
house.
think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
I am playing SWAT on fucking
I don't care what might happen
PS3
this
and
time.
I got a
I
garbage
have
ass
to
map.
restart.
Oh, okay.
It's one that promotes
I've
setting
got a
up your
solution.
tactical
This time, to
tent.
make sure
Look,
we don't
Tyler,
get lost,
the
I've
Stanley
employed the
Parable
help
Adventure
of the
Line.
Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Just follow the line. How do I follow the line? I'm gonna go the other way.
By following the line.
I'm gonna go the normal way.
No, no, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Bullshit.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What the fuck? I'm going through the entire facility, Tyler.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Not the fern. Anything but the fern, Tyler.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, let's see. What's this way?
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
I'm back in. I was back in the camera room again. Oh, the Stanley Parable line's back.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I'm not going the left door. Right, what's this?
Oh, hold up, what's this?
The confusion ending.
The confusion ending.
Oh, that's what I did,
You're
look.
telling me that's what this is?
Oh my god, look
One
at how much I had
giant
to do to get to this ending, Tyler.
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
A lot.
That's
8
really
times.
how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this
And I get
thing
teammates that suck.
wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Yes.
I'm
Then
flying.
He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Stanley stepped into the broom closet,
in the broom
but
closet,
there was
Tyler.
nothing here, so he turned around and got
No.
back on track.
Yes, look, I'm in the broom
No.
closet. I'm in the broom closet, Tyler, look.
Good.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an
The
empty
door
broom
unlocked
closet.
itself finally.
No reason to still be here.
Stay where you belong.
I'm in the bin.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Wait, is this an actual ending?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really
Oh shit,
stupid.
Grathhammer.
He probably only
Who's
got the
actual
job
ending,
because of a
Tyler?
family connection. That's how stupid
I
he
don't
is.
know.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Danny is addicted to drugs and hookers, apparently.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming. so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Oh, let's see if they say any more. See if we get any more. If we don't get any more quotes, I will leave the closet. I'll give it a minute. I'm gonna give it a quick stretch. Oh, you know when you stretch and your back cracks? My back just did the biggest crack ever. Whoa. There we are. Right, okay, that's it.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I get coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nothing in there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Oh,
he
look.
stepped into the newly opened
Oh,
passageway.
I'm gonna sit back up now. Give myself a bit of a posture check. There we go. Anything in this corner? Right, it's just a dark corner.
Oh, you bitch. It's
I'm
on.
not a bitch.
Not you. Someone just did the wrong thing.
Oh, okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
I'm in the
This
facility
question would
underneath
not
the
go
base
unanswered
now.
for long.
Underneath the original job.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I thought it said it was my death. I've fallen. But I've got a loading screen. Oh god. What the fuck? What the fuck?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no
Tyler, I made a
consequence.
mistake.
Stanley can't see.
Tyler.
Hey,
He doesn't
Tyler,
know
look, I've made a mistake.
trapped forever in his narrow vision.
You
of
fucked
what
up.
this is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I'm fucked. Ah! Oh my god, it stopped.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every
The
bone in
narrator's
his body,
gone.
killing him instantly.
What? I've just thought. What? What's this?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What the fuck is this?
When
What
every
the
path
fuck?
you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death
Look,
becomes
it's
meaningless,
the map, Tyler.
making life the same.
Yep.
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What the fuck? Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. Through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. The set of 2 doors was very first concrete piece of Stanley's parable design. Once the room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradictions this room proposed. So you have Stanley's desk, then have the filing cabinets, Stanley's computer over there, the paintings, and have the, what's this, the office. Button sounds. Then got the office computers, which turn off. The fucking museum. It's only Powerball credits. There's all the credits. Maintenance room. The printer from the main office. Then you've got the office plants and the office bits. Don't know what the fuck that is. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would urge war against the narrator. We realised shortly after starting to build it, it was too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. As some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What's this? Narrator's emails. After the second trailer, we sent an email out and asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use them in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here's a selection of these emails. Look, from Tapio, are you a rock? Huh? The lounge, an early version of the lounge. Even more bits from the office. The apartment timer.
The apartment.
In the previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. The lounge. Maintenance layout. Ooh. Projectors. This is cool. I've never seen a game break down their stuff so much. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, which each were meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. The first one, released in May 2012, is feature a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator inform viewers that are preparing for a new version of Stanley Parable. Damn. Have you ever seen this before, Tyler?
No.
It's an actual element section of a museum where they're actually showing off the entirety of the game and all the elements. Don't know where I'm supposed to go. This way? Oh my god, it's narrator outtakes. Right, let's see if I can find where I need to go, because there's surely an exit. Unless I do have to restart, which I'll do shortly. Exit. I found the exit!
Oh, look at these two.
Did you
How
find the
they
exit?
wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I just turned Stanley Parable off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
I just got squished. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm going to stop in a bit. I'm going to see if I can get any of the other endings. I can't remember how
When
to get the rest
Stanley
of them.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it, and Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh my god, I put the number in the keypad too much. You make me listen to music. Stop rubbing your eyes.
Feeling
I can't
soothed
help it.
and rejuvenated,
It's just,
Stanley calmly walked forward into
they're
the
just starting
opened
to
passageway.
get uncomfortable.
I get what you mean. But if you rub it, they're not going to last very long. Catch my
Yeah,
drift.
it just...
Don't want to tear anymore.
I go Thursday.
Is it like a prescription one?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Yeah.
that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Four buttons in this room. 1, 2. Three. And 5. 5 is 7.
And when at last he found the source of... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
That was dark.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I found a new direction. Its door's unlocked for the office. No. Oh my god, this music. I just brought it back. Is it up or down?
One of them.
Oh, my neck. That's a piss take. Tyler.
Yeah,
The elevator doesn't do anything.
you broke it.
No, it doesn't do anything.
You broke
It
it.
plays the music and it starts rumbling itself.
You broke it.
Didn't break it.
How dare you?
Didn't break it.
You broke it.
Bob, I didn't break it.
It won't elevate.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
There we go. Going back down. I've got to push the other button this time. I wonder how many achievements I've gotten.
You wonder?
I think I've done like 7 endings.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Right, let's get this bit done quickly.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'm screen 427, Tyler. I've got to look at screen 427. Got to see what it looks at.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, 427. It is literally just the camera of my office.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Damn.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Alright,
For
Tyler.
he would dismantle the controls
You might want to see
once
this.
and for
I'm going
all.
to turn the power off, but I'm going to try something before I do that. There's buttons around the room, and I don't know what they activate yet. So I've got to go, I'm going to press them all before I do the thing.
Gonna touch the buttons?
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 buttons, but I don't know what they do yet. So I'm pressing them all in order before I go and continue. Just to see if it does anything. Why should we blow the place up? Well, the power's even activated, I just somehow blow everything up. Right, that did nothing. I'm killing it though, so you may want to take a look, because I'm going to kill the mind controlling machine-y. System power.
And when at last he found a source.
Oh. See light.
Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as
Tyler, I
sunlight
see
streamed
outside.
into the chamber, he realized none
Who
of
you
this
see
mattered to
outside?
him. for it was
Or
the
is it
knowledge
an
of
illusion?
that he had been
But I
seeking
best hope it's
for
outside.
happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be
Oh my god, look at how pretty that
and
is.
that was all he needed to know.
Great.
It was perhaps the only thing worth
I'm sorry, I
knowing.
know you've just woken up.
Stanley
You must be
stepped
blind right
through
now.
the open door.
Everything
Stanley
needs to have
felt
a
the
dark
cool
mode.
breeze upon
Oh,
his skin.
here we go.
The feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
That's it. Let's reset again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I'll go
What
through
could it
one more
mean?
time because I don't know
Stanley
what the other
decided to go
endings
to the
are.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll play it exactly how the robot says. This is a different corridor.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I haven't broken off the path on this one yet.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I think that might be it. I'll try it again, see if there's any more endings. But if not, then I shall just leave the game. I'm in the toilet!
Congratulations.
To be rich is a crime. To commit crimes isn't it rich? What a life it would be. You have to just pick one. Wonder if this elevator goes anywhere now. Oh, pardon me. I'm in the elevator. Yep, didn't do anything like last time. Great.
Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty.
I wonder if I get the same ending. Yeah.